Concept shoes, concept shoes. Boy, how I love concept shoes. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Money Mark coming at you guys in another edition of Sneaker Saturdays. What is good? I'm super happy that you guys have joined us today on this glorious Saturday afternoon, night, or whenever you decide to click the link of the video. Super happy that you guys are here with us. Starting things off, we're going to talk about two concept sneakers, and you know I love a concept sneaker, as you saw from the intro. So we are going to get into it. So let's get it cracking. All right, first on deck, we're going to talk about a dunk, a Nike Dunk. We're going to talk about the Oski, or I think it's Oski, it's O-K-S-I, Oski Nike SB Dunk High White Shark, or I like to call it the Great White Shark, because that's what it is, because that's what they got on it, a Great White Shark. Now, looking at the shoe, you're probably wondering why you're so excited, right? It's just a white sneaker, right? And it's definitely not a sneaker that, you know, from a distance, you're going to be like, oh, what's going on with that? Because there's nothing really crazy going on with it. But when you get up on the sneaker with the right customizations, and when I mean customizations, I mean with the right lace, because they're going to give you two laces, this is a dope sneaker. We are talking about this Great White Shark, sneaker. Now, first of all, just jumping into it, of course, we have the standard Nike SB white silhouette. It's a standard Nike Dunk, but it got some sauce on it. When you look at where that Nike sign's supposed to be, you don't see a Nike sign. You see a Great White Shark. That's right, you got the Great White Shark where the Nike sign's supposed to be. One of the things that I find so dope about this is because it is an ode almost to customization. One of the things that got me into customizing sneakers essentially was looking at some of these tutorials of some of these super high level sneaker customizers. And one of the things that always got me on this SB silhouette or the Jordan 1 silhouette is when they take off the Nike sign and replace it with something super dope. One of the dopest videos I saw was someone make a Babe and Ape Jordan 1 high, and they took off the Nike sign and they put on this super crazy like Bapesta star on that thing, looking super dope. That shoe right there lost my mind. I was like, I have to try to do something like this. I have to do something similar to this, and this is an ode to that. They slapped off that Nike sign out there and then gave us a Great White Shark. They gave us some red stitching on that bottom sole just to kind of accent it, and of course they gave us two different shoelaces. Now they give you a white pair of shoelaces and they give you a red pair of shoelaces. Now, when looking at the red pair, that's when you got something that might get someone's attention right there. The white pair is a little bit more low key. If you just want to have like a low key something you want to wear a sneaker that, you know, okay. Those are, okay. When someone, you know, a sneaker that more of a low key feel, right? A low key feel. Like if you want to kind of have something more so that you'll see when you come up on it, that's where you put the white shoelaces on. Either way, both sneakers, both iterations of the sneaker look super dope. Both iterations of the sneakers I want in my personal collection. Basically, I just want to buy the sneaker and, you know, swap out the laces. I rock both of them. I definitely think you should rock both of them too. It's definitely a shoe that you deserve to have in your sneaker collection. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Now, the sneaker is set to drop January 1st, first of the month, and then we got a price point of $100 on that sneaker. So first of the month coming up 2022. I've been saying, guys, in these last couple of videos, 2022, Nike is trying to shut shit down. And we starting off the year with the SB Great Whites or White Sharks with a price point of $100. Definitely a must cop if you can get your hands on. So next on deck, we're gonna go over to Adidas, and we're gonna go, and I have to admit, there's gonna be a little bit of bias in this one, right? There's gonna be a little bit of bias in this one, right? Because I am from the Chicagoland area, you know what I'm saying? Go Bulls, go Bulls, go Bulls. You know how we do, The Bulls, I think we like second or third in the East right now, doing our thing. We have to talk about a release for a Chicago legend. I feel does not get his just due sometimes. We are talking about Derrick Rose. D.Rose for short. And this shoe right here, we're talking about the D.Rose 1.5 grade red. It was recently announced, probably due to the fact that my boy is balling on New York right now. It's recently announced that they are going to start re-releasing the MVP series, D.Rose, which we consider the 1.5. Now, when looking at the 1.5, just jumping into this shoe, it is your standard comfort hoop shoe. Your standard comfort hoop shoe. Don't be trying to go to the club with this. Don't try to go X, Y, and Z with this. This is just for hoop. You're gonna look, if you're gonna flick, you gotta flick on the basketball court. You're not flicking anywhere else with this. Looking at the shoe, just jumping into it, of course, we got the back tab, the classic back tab that has the 3 stripes in the back, the D.Rose signature on that back tab as well. If you look towards the front of that sneaker, or the side of that sneaker, I should say, on the outer side, you also have the signature right above that bottom sole. The bottom sole, of course, has that red. So this D.Rose 1.5 has like a compartmental kind of color scheme to it. So you have the bright red that leads from the back tab and then to the bottom sole, or the midsole, I should say. And then you have the gray, which is the gray red. You have the gray that goes from the top above the back tab for most of the body until about the toe box. And on the toe box, you got that straight white. On the gray, you got the mesh in between the underlays of the sneaker itself. And it looks like it's kind of like a suede. It almost looks like a kind of suede, essentially, on the overlays as well. We got the white laces on there. We have the D.Rose, the standard D.Rose signature emblem tongue on there with the logo on that bad boy. And it's the standard toe box. This right here is meant to get it in. Of course, on the bottom sole, it's two-tone. We have, of course, the white panels of the bottom sole. And of course, we have, of course, the red, giving us that red, gray, and white color scheme, giving us that Chicago color scheme, of course, as well. I think there was a jersey that had that same color scheme on it, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't have it right in front of me. But this is definitely a dope sneaker, set to drop on January 15th. Price point is $150. Definitely go ahead and cop that sneaker. Okay, so now wrapping up, we got one last shoe, one last dunk. We're looking at the Nike Dunk Barbershop. I told you I love concept sneakers. I love concept sneakers. Nike Dunks, with just having such an open canvas on a sneaker, offers so many opportunities for customizations. I mean, so many opportunities it does offer opportunities for customizations, but so many opportunities for doing a dope concept, because it's just a wide open canvas and you can do so many things with so many of the panels. And we got a barbershop sneaker. As a fellow who used to spend every weekend in a barbershop, every weekend catching the fade by making sure his beard is decent, to the point where I learned how to cut hair because I just, I thought I might want to be a barber. We have to show love and respect for the barbershop. So these sneakers, especially if you are an African American male or female with a slick fade, you have to go ahead and cop this sneaker. You just gotta do it. It has to happen. Now, jumping into the sneaker, of course, we got, of course, this weird kind of colorway. It's like a navy blue, almost black. It's a weird colorway in and of itself. I didn't look up the official color tone of it, but it looks like a nubuck. Basically, it's just a nubuck color palette on it as well. It looks like a navy, like a very, very dark navy blue on it. Now, on the first on it, looking at it, and then when you look at the Nike side, of course, we got the sky blue accents all over that bad boy. So you got the sky blue accents on the Nike side. You got the sky blue accents on that bottom sole. On the midsole, we got a white, just a clean white on that bad boy. On the front of the sneaker, of course, we get the clippers. Now, what would make this super official if this was like an Andes? It had like an Andes clip. It was an Andes clipper on that bad boy. But I mean, of course, we can't differentiate. Clippers are clippers. You know what I'm saying? We typically only see Andes in certain type of barbershops, but it is what it is. Definitely on that. Of course, we have that tone, that navy tone seems to go on most of the sneaker until we get into the back tab. When we look at the back tab, of course, we got the 3 stripes right below the Nike sign. And then, of course, the Nike sign, the Nike back tab symbol has, of course, the classic Nike sign on it. Nike on it, and it's blue, sky blue, just like the check sign as well, kind of meshing into the check sign. And then, of course, what really sticks out on this sneaker, of course, is that dope barbershop apron pattern on that back tab, on the bottom of that back tab. That brown swirlish look. I could just smell the black magic and the alcohol in the room just looking at these sneakers. Like, I just want to barbershop. Looking at these sneakers makes me want to get on a stupid conversation about who's better, LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Like, that's what I want to do when I see these sneakers. Like, that's what it's supposed to do. It is a barbershop sneaker. Looking at the sock liner of that bad boy, we have a sky blue into that bad boy. So it's just that sky blue palette just going in and out the sneaker. That also goes on the top of the tongue as well, and on the back side of the tongue. Basic Nike sign on the tongue as well, on the tongue tab as well, matching the color of the whole sneaker. I probably should look up, folks, tell me what color that is. Honestly, that looks like a navy, a dark navy, but with the brown accents in the back, maybe it's a black. I don't think it's a black. It really does look like a navy. Of course, on the laces, we have some dope, we have some laces that basically match the color of the shoe with, of course, some red tips on that as well. Honestly, this sneaker has to be kind of like it. It must be. It must be. If you've had a decent fade in your life, you must cop this sneaker. You must cop this sneaker for your barber, so he will probably stop charging you what he's charging everybody else. You know what it is. Haircuts going for $20 to $50. It's crazy. It's madness. I'm glad I'm bald. But yes, this Nike Low barbershop sneaker definitely needs to be copped. We're looking at a price point of $110, and we're looking at a release date of February 1st. This is definitely a shoe that needs to be copped by the masses. Okay, guys, that's it. 3 shoes, 3 sneakers. Wrapping up, we talked about some dope sneakers, and I can't wait to wrap these up. First and foremost, we got the Great White Sharks. Now, what can be said about it? It's a white Nike Dunk classic silhouette with a fucking shark on that bad boy. What are we talking about? Has to be copped. And the price point is decent. It's decent. It's super decent. And then, of course, we go over to the D.Rose, Chicago stand-up, Chi-Town legend. And look, at the end of the day, I don't care what y'all say, the D.Rose is going to make it on here because you know what it is. You know what it is. And we got that classic hoop silhouette. It's super comfortable. We got the Derrick Rose sign on the tongue. Of course, we got the signature on the back. We got the signature on the tab itself. And then we just got the mesh on there. It just makes me just want to get the ball and just mix somebody up. And then, of course, we got the barbershops. We got the barbershops. And I already told you about the barbershops. We, of course, got the Clipper lace lock on that bad boy. We have that blue, that sky blue that accents the sneaker. We'd have the main colorway that we don't know if it's like a navy or if it's black. I think it's honestly a navy with that barbershop apron at the bottom. Get out of here. Get out of here. Looking at all 3 of these sneakers, of course, obviously the barbershops of the sneaker that I think you should cop. Even though the Great Whites came in close second, listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to cop the Derrick Roses because they will be affordable and I will find them. And plus, I'm starting to hoop again, so I'm going to cop those as well. That's my personal first pick. But, of course, to make things fair for all those who are not from Chicago, barbershops. I would go with the barbershops. I think the barbershops give you a little bit more bang for your buck. Price point is still in the same range of the Great White Sharks, but nonetheless, it is a dope sneaker with it leans more hard into the concept than the Great Whites do, but I definitely like the Great Whites because you can wear those probably with anything. Those are not going to clash too much, especially if you wear the white laces with it. So those are my picks. Go out and cop those sneakers. Guys, please like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Logical Crazy Talk should be coming back next week. Of course, please watch True to the Body podcast. Continue to support Sneaker Saturdays. We're definitely going to move some of our content over to the Facebook page because we're just going to make sure that everyone gets a chance to see our smiling faces. And with that, guys, this is your boy Money Mark signing out. Peace.